Hey YouTube, what's going on? It's Icon here, back with another video, and this is going to be more of a strategy video, and I want to talk about domination capture spots. So, for those of you that don't know, there actually are really good really strategic ways to capture domination points. So, a lot of people, they'll just jump on the flag, they'll stare at that bar that's filling up, and they'll just cap it. Now, that's good, however, if you're playing competitive or if you're playing really good players in public matches, they're going to be rushing you as you start taking that flag, and you got to be able to defend yourself. So I'm going to go through A, B, and C. I want to talk about the situations in which I defend myself and how it's beneficial. So first of all, for C, if you're hopping on C, there's three ways that you need to be able to look. So you need to watch this middle alley, and you need to watch the right alley, and then you also need to kind of watch back in here if you can, over here towards lumber. So a lot of this will depend on where your teammates are and the information that they're giving you, and especially where the enemy is coming from. So for an example, if the enemy, or if you have a teammate coming from this alley, so you have teammates locking down this side of the map, then obviously you don't want to cap here and look this way, because your teammates are telling you that there are people over there, or that they're over there, the enemy's not there, so you don't need to look this way. So if we have this area of the map locked down, I want to capture C, and I want to look towards this middle alley. Just because of the fact, like I said, my teammates are on this side, and they're telling me that that area of the map is safe, so I don't need to look that way. Now also, say we have friendlies, or we have teammates in this fire building, and we have teammates in Owens. Well, it's not very likely that the enemy is going to come from this middle alley or from this Owens alley. They're probably, if they are going to come at all, they're going to come from timber over on this side. So then I would get on A and I would look this way. And so that's if you look that way if you have the middle alley and the right side alley locked down. Now, if you don't have any clue at all, what you want to do is you want to hop on, you want to look middle, you want to look right, you want to look timber. You want to keep looking at all these different lanes just to make sure that you have everything covered as you're capping a flag. So you don't want to just land the flag, knife the pole, sit here like this, wait for the bar to fill up. You want to make sure that you're checking these lanes, seeing if people are coming, and killing whoever is coming to stop you from capping the flag. So that's C. That's how you would capture C, and it all depends on your teammates and your teamwork. And again, if you're not playing with a team, if you're playing solo or just one other friend, take a look at your mini-map. If your mini-map shows your teammates on this side of the map, then there's a good chance that the enemy's not going to come from that side of the map. So use your teammates, use your communication, and use your mini-map. Now, I want to go back to A because there's a lot that has to go into B. There's a lot of strategy that goes into it, a lot of different ways you can cap it from. So I want to go to A just because it's kind of like C. It's a little bit more simple.
Securing Alpha.
So first of all, here we have A. There's a couple different ways. Again, you don't want to just lay on it, stare at the flag, let the bar fill up, stuff like that. You want to try to defend yourself as you're capping. Now, as I said earlier, it depends on your teammates. So if you have teammates coming from freight, so if you have teammates on this right side of the map, then you want to try to cap like this. You want to watch this alley. You want to watch here, maybe throw a stun here to see if anybody's coming. So that's two ways. You want to watch this alley and you want to check this middle alley, but you also want to watch this back way. So that's something that a lot of people probably do. They probably watch this back route over here, this back flank. And say your teammate is rushing up this middle side, then you can pretty much guarantee that your teammate is going to be able to tell you if there's somebody coming out of this middle lane or on this right hand side over here by freight. Now if that's the case, you want to get as close as you can over here to the freight, and you just want to stare into this back building. I don't even think it has a name. Now that's one way, or you can barely get on the flag and you can still see back here. The only problem with this is that if an enemy comes around a corner and they have their sights up, you're probably going to die because they're kind of hard to see in these shadows, whereas you're you're just right out here in the open. So if they're coming from the right hand side, you want to watch this alley, this middle alley, maybe throw a stun over here to check and see if anybody's coming. If that entire lane is safe, you want to come here, or you just want to come back here and try to jump, see people, try to look over these sandbags. And then if your teammates, for whatever reason, are in white, are in bottom quarter, they have this middle area locked down, then you want to come over here to this ledge or this lane, and you want to watch freight, check people that are coming up through here. So for A and C, it depends, you know, a lot on where your teammates are at, where they're coming from, wherever they tell you, you know, what lane is safe, and so on and so forth. Now B has a lot of different things that go into it. So first of all, we're going to approach B as if we have the Federation spawn or this A spawn. So as we approach, just some nice interesting areas to cap from where you don't know anything about where the other team's position is. You can lay down right here. You can look underneath these trains into red alley. This is a great spot. It's really hard to see for the other team to see you there as well. And then you can also cap over here, so you can kind of, you know, get coverage. You can look over towards Owens. You can see over towards Generator, so that's a good spot. Now, stop listening. I don't know why it does that sometimes. Stop listening. Stop listening. Alright, I don't know why it shows up like that sometimes, but it just does it randomly. Another reason why I'm having issues with this. Okay, so I don't know why that pops up randomly, but we went ahead and we cut that out. Now the other parts that we're talking about is if your teammates have control of buildings. So for an example, if your teammates have control of red and you're not worried about people coming from red, you might want to jump up here and capture B. That way, I mean, you're open towards these alleys, but your teammates have that locked down. Now, the enemy team is going to expect you over here or on the flag or underneath here. They're not going to expect you up here. And when you're up here, you can defend yourself. So you can shoot. You have a nasty head glitch towards middle alley, towards top Owens, towards bottom Owens. So that's something that you will see a lot of pro teams doing. And it kind of goes the same the other way. If your teammates are watching Owens, you can hop up here. You can watch towards red. You can watch towards red alley, and you can defend yourself that way. So if your teammates don't have any control of buildings on the other side of the map, then you want to try to use, you know, one of these, something like this, just to try to, you know, stay hidden and not get seen by the enemy team. But if you do have red control or Owens control, then you want to use these so that way you can hop up and defend yourself and get kills because you have these nasty head glitches. So that's if you're coming from the Federation spawn or the A flag. If you're coming from the C flag, it's almost the same thing, to be honest. You can come up here. You can see under this train into the middle alley. It's kind of hard to see, to be honest. But you can see, especially if there's people running at you, you'll be able to see their upper body and get those shots off. So that's one way. Or you can just lay down here and you can watch right side tracks. But again, you can be seen through here. You can be shot through there. So it's kind of ballsy going there if you don't have anybody down or if you don't know where the enemy's at. But that's one thing that you can do. Another thing is you can come over here. You can cap from here. You can look underneath the train over towards freight. But again, you know, the enemy's going to see you, especially if they have a thermal or something. You don't have incog. You're going to stand out like a sore thumb. So this is going to be kind of hard to cap from. Now, it goes the same way as before. However, I don't like to go up here if I'm looking the other way. I just think that's silly. There's a lot of different ways that you can be shot from. So for example, if you're up here, you can be shot from here, which is bottom porter, this part of bottom porter, top porter, freight alley. You can be capped from all of different spots. So I don't like to go up there if I'm coming this way. However, the thing that I do like to do is I like to come up here. This gives me a nasty head glitch into top porter, into freight. I'm still capping B, into bottom porter, and even over towards the alley a little bit. So if I don't know where the enemy team's at, then I like to lay down here and cap and kind of look towards middle alley. Again, you can use this one, but it's kind of ballsy because you can be seen underneath the train. You can be seen up in freight into Owens. So that's kind of ballsy. If you're coming this way, like I said, I don't like to go up here. And this is the best option. So hopefully you'll have a teammate that's pushed up into front white. So the most beneficial play would be to have a teammate like over in here, which can watch white, so anybody coming out of this white door. So that way you don't have to worry about your right-hand side. So you can hop up on this train, use this head glitch, look over towards freight, top porter, bottom porter, and even towards middle alley if you want to lay down and try to cap it. And that's the best way to capture B if you're coming from C. So let me know if in the comments below if you like this, if you have any other suggestions, you know, if there's something that you use on A, B, or C DOM that, you know, works out for you that I didn't mention. Again, I'm talking a lot about competitive Call of Duty, so, you know, you rely a lot on your teammates and you rely a lot on, you know, your teammates telling you where the enemy is. So leave a like if you like this video. If you have any comments, any suggestions, please don't hesitate to ask those. I like, you know, getting your feedback and responding and interacting with you guys. So With that, guys, I'm out of here. If you're new here, subscribe. I appreciate that the most. As always, hammer that like button. I appreciate that as well. And subscribe if you're new, all that good stuff. I will catch you next time. I hope everybody has a great night. We'll see you later. Peace.